Good day! For today's video, we're going to discuss Arts 10, Quarter 1, Module 2, Characteristics of Arts from the various art movements, Impressionism. Objectives. At the end of the lesson, the students should be able to 1. Define Impressionism. 2. Give and explain Impressionist style of arts and the artists of the style. 3. Apply the technique of Impressionist style by making an artwork. 4. Appreciate the contribution of the renowned Impressionists to the evolution of arts. What is Impressionism? It was a 19th century art movement characterized by relatively small, thin, yet visible brush strokes, open composition, emphasis on accurate depiction of light in its changing qualities, often accentuating the effects of the passage of time, ordinary subject matter, unusual visual angles, and inclusion of movement as a crucial element of human perception and experience. Impressionism distinct characteristics. 1. Color and light. Short broken strokes. Pure unmixed colors, side by side. Freely brushed colors. Convey visual effect. 2. Everyday subjects. Scenes of life, household objects, landscapes and seascapes, houses, cafes, buildings. 3. Painting outdoors. Previously, still lifes, portraits, and landscapes were painted inside the studio. The Impressionists found that they could best capture the ever-changing effects of light on color by painting outdoors in natural light. 4. Open composition. Impressionist painting also move away from the formal, structured approach to placing and positioning their subjects. It is when a picture extends out and beyond the picture frame. Impressionist. A person who follows or adheres to the theories, methods, and practices of Impressionism, especially in the fields of painting, music, or literature. Impressionist artists felt the new technology of photography was ruining the art of painting. They felt the need to create a new style of painting in which accurate rendering of the subject was not the main focus. Here are some famous Impressionists: Claude Monet, Edouard Manet, Pierre-Auguste Renoir. Oscar Claude Monet, 1840 to 1926. He was a French painter and founder of Impressionist painting who is seen as a key precursor to modernism, especially in his attempts to paint nature as he perceived it. During his long career, he was the most consistent and prolific practitioner of Impressionism's philosophy of expressing one's perceptions before nature, especially as applied to plein air, outdoor, landscape painting. The term Impressionism is derived from the title of his painting, Impression, Soleil Levant, exhibited in the 1874. Famous works of Oscar Claude Monet: Impression, Sunrise, 1872, Woman with a Parasol, 1875, The Artist's Garden at Giverny, 1900s. Pierre-Auguste Renoir, 1841 to 1919. He was a French artist who was a leading painter in the development of the Impressionist style. As a celebrator of beauty and especially feminine sensuality, it has been said that Renoir is the final representative of a tradition which runs directly from Rubens to Watteau. Renoir was inspired by the style and subject matter of previous modern painters Camille Pissarro and Edouard Manet. After a series of projections by the Salon juries, he joined forces with Monet, Sisley, Pissarro, and the several other artists to mount the first Impressionist exhibition in April 1874. Famous works of Pierre-Auguste Renoir. Luncheon of the Boating Party, 1881. Two Sisters, 1881. Girls at the Piano, 1892. Edouard Manet, 1832 to 1883. He was a French modernist painter. He was one of the first 19th century artists to paint modern life, as well as pivotal figure in the transition from realism to impressionism. His early masterworks, The Luncheon on the Grass and Olympia, both 1863, caused great controversy and served as rallying points for the young painters who would create Impressionism. Today, these are considered watershed paintings that mark the start of modern art. Famous works of Edouard Manet: The Luncheon on the Grass, 1863. Olympia, 1863. A Bar at the Follies, 1882. Camille Pissarro, 1830 to 1903. He was a Danish-French impressionist and neo-impressionist painter, born on the island of St. Thomas. His importance resides in his contributions to both Impressionism and Post-Impressionism. Pissarro is the only artist to have shown his work at the 8 Paris Impressionist exhibitions from 1874 to 1886. He acted as a father figure not only to the Impressionists but to all 4 of the major Post-Impressionists: Cézanne, Seurat, Gauguin, and Van Gogh. Famous works of Camille Pissarro: The Boulevard Montmartre at Night, 1897. The Hermitage at Pontoise, 1867. Two Women Chatting by the Sea, St. Thomas, 1856. Alfred Sisley, 1839 to 1899. He was an impressionist landscape painter who was born and spent most of his life in France, but retained British citizenship. He was the most consistent of the Impressionists in his dedication to painting landscape. He deviated into figure painting only rarely, and unlike Renoir and Pissarro, found that Impressionism fulfilled his artistic needs. Among his important works are a series of paintings of the River Thames, mostly around Hampton Court in 1874, and landscape depicting places in or near Moray-sur-Loing. Famous works of Alfred Sisley: The Bridge at Villeneuve-la-Garenne, 1872. Snow at Louveciennes, 1878. The Loings Canal, 1892. Characteristics of Impressionist painting: visible brushstrokes, light colors, emphasis of light, changing qualities of light, ordinary subject matter, unusual visual angle, open compositions. Painting techniques developed and used by the Impressionists. 1. Short, thick strokes of paint are used to quickly capture the essence of the subject rather than its details. 2. Colors are applied side by side with as little mixing as possible, creating a vibrant surface. The optical mixing of colors occurs in the eye of the viewer. Number 3. The play of natural light is emphasized. Close attention is paid to the reflection of colors from object to object. 4. Grays and dark tones are produced by mixing complementary colors. In pure Impressionism, the use of black paint is avoided. 5. In paintings outdoor, shadows are boldly painted in the blue of the sky as it is reflected onto surfaces, giving a sense of freshness and openness that was not captured in painting previously. Blue shadows on snow inspired the technique. For further understanding about the topic, let's have activity number 1. Directions. Cite one example of Impressionist artwork and briefly describe how element and principles of arts was applied. Use the sample format below on a one-whole sheet of paper. Title of the artwork. Name of Impressionist painter. How the element was applied and how the principle was applied. For activity number 2, directions. Using watercolor, create a simple design for Impressionism artwork. Do it on A4 size bond paper. Allow the color to dry thoroughly before handling or displaying the finished artwork. Rubrics for scoring. Originality and message of the output, 40%. Creativity and neatness, 30%. Overall impact, 30%, for the total of 100%. I hope you learned a lot from our topic for today. Thank you for listening.